Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how Ayush find out the truth about Malishka, that Malishka was actually together with Balvinda, and it was Malishka that asked Balvinda to come to their house to kill Lakshmi. So Ayush decided to tell everyone the truth about Malishka. So let's continue from there. Balvinda dressed up as a lady to escape from the Obrey's house. The lady constable asked him to stop, but the other constable laughs and says he was joking, and the person is a woman and not a man. The constable picks Durga Devi's pen. Balvinda thinks to leave from there silently, and he started leaving walking like a lady. The lady constable sees Balvinda going and says she is walking like a man. Durga Devi comes there and asks them if the priest was found. They says no and says he might have eloped. Durga Devi says, I feel that we should come later for our investigation because they are worried after whatever happened with Lakshmi. The lady constable asks Durga Devi if they can leave the puja incompleted. Durga Devi says our puja is our work. I talked to the priest and he said that we can go, and the police leaves. Karishma asks that why is Lakshmi making us wait and says she is acting as a VVIP. Grandma says Lakshmi told me about completing the puja even after the incident. She says Lakshmi did not accuse any one of us, but rather she stayed quiet, so nobody should blame Lakshmi. Virendra comes there and Grandma goes. Rishi asks Neelam if she called him. Neelam says no, and Rishi says Malishka told him that Neelam is calling him. Lakshmi tells Ayush that Malishka or her mom should not know that we are doubting them. Kiran tells Malishka that Balvinda messaged her that he has escaped, and Malishka says thank God. Ayush asks Malishka that why did Malishka lie to them in the room that everyone is waiting for them, and he asks if she wanted someone to elope from the guest room. He asks if anyone eat there, maybe a thief or a ghost. Malishka says she doesn't want this joke. Ayush says who said that I am joking? Malishka scolds Ayush and asks that who am I, and she asks him not to talk to her like that. Malishka goes to Neelam and asks if she is a member of the family here or not. She says Ayush was accusing her that she lied and she called him downstairs. She says whoever goes to the guest room gets stalked. She says Lakshmi, Ayush and Rishi got stalked there. She says if I told them that you are all waiting and then did I say anything wrong? Neelam asks Malishka not to worry and says we all were waiting for Lakshmi. She asks her to calm down. Malishka says this is my house and my puja, and she asks if she will not be worried. Neelam says you are responsible. Karishma says mom praised Lakshmi, but Malishka is doing the responsibility. Ayush tells Malishka that if he started talking, then Malishka cannot survive here in this house. Malishka asks them to see. Neelam praises Malishka and she taunts Lakshmi. Rishi tells them that Lakshmi stopped there and she sent something. Neelam asks, did I ask? She asks Ayush not to insult Malishka. Karishma asks Ayush not to forget that Malishka is his would-be sister-in-law and Rishi's would-be wife, and Ayush says Rishi to be wife my foot. Malishka comes to Lakshmi and asks if she heard what they said and says they are all waiting for you to leave and I should become the daughter-in-law. Lakshmi says they don't know your truth. Malishka says what truth and says the truth is that I love Rishi very much and you are inauspicious for Rishi and this house. Malishka says to Lakshmi that since you came, bad things are happening in the house. Lakshmi asks that who has been doing this. She tells Malishka that she knows that she has called the fake priest to harm her. Malishka complains to Neelam that Lakshmi is blaming her. Kiran asks Lakshmi that how dare you to blame my daughter. She says Neelam is not saying anything, but such an inauspicious thing happened today because of you, Lakshmi. Kiran says to Lakshmi that your inauspicious effect is big. Ayush says even I am feeling the same thing for Malishka. Ayush says Malishka is behind this incident. Kiran says look at you, Ayush. You came to what level? Kiran asks Ayush to use his own mind. She says my daughter did not call the fake priest, and that priest went away from here because his granddaughter fell down from the terrace. Ayush asks Kiran that how did you know that the fake priest's daughter fell down from the terrace? Kiran says I got the message. Ayush asks Kiran to show everyone the message. Kiran asks if Ayush is her. Ayush says my doubt will be gone and he asks her to show the message. Neelam says to Ayush that Kiran or Malishka or nobody sitting here can do this and harm our family. Ayush says I just want to see the message. My mouth will be closed. Kiran shows her phone. Ayush reads the message and says there is a message. He says he has another question and he asks that how did the priest message Kiran? Kiran says, I took his number today to do puja at my friend's house. Kiran says to everyone that she did not know that the priest was a criminal. Ayush says he was a criminal and the people with him are criminals. Neelam tells Ayush that she is silent because she loves him and says she respects Kiran and Malishka a lot and she will not hear anything against them. She says the police will find out who is the criminal and she asks Ayush to sit for the puja quietly and she asks Kiran and Malishka not to mind Ayush's sayings. Rishi comes there and asks that what happened. Lakshmi says nothing. Virendra asks everyone to attend the puja. Grandma says she doesn't want any trouble to happen. Rishi holds Lakshmi's hand and takes her to do the puja. Malishka thinks that Lakshmi's destiny is good, that nothing is happening, even though she tries to harm her. Rishi and Lakshmi do the puja. The priest says the puja is completed and he asks them to have prasad so that the puja can be completed fully. Lakshmi gives prasad to the priest, grandma and others. Rishi tells Lakshmi that he has urgent call and he asks her to send prasad to his room. Grandma thanks the priest and she gives him his fee. Ayush is in his room and he thinks that I know that Malishka is doing all this, but I don't have any proof and nobody is believing me. He says Malishka conspired to kill Lakshmi and I couldn't do anything. He thinks that Malishka will make attempt again and again and he thinks that Lakshmi has bare enough and nothing should happen to Lakshmi and he would protect Lakshmi at all cost. Lakshmi stopped Virendra from bending and picking the fruit plate. She says, Father, you are having back pain and says it will increase more if you bend. Virendra says, what about your pain? And says a big incident happened with you, but you did not say anything and you were worried for my father's puja. He says, I was scared that what if anything had happened to you? Lakshmi hugged Virendra and says, even I was scared, Father, thinking if my stay is this much only with the family. Malishka and Kiran comes to the room. Malishka says today, Lakshmi and I were both saved. Kiran says our plan is ruined. Sonia asks, did you plan to kill Lakshmi? Kiran asks, how can you think like Ayush? Do you think that we can do this? Malishka says what? She says, I hate Lakshmi. She is my enemy. She has snatched my rishi from me and she can fall to any level. But I have class and limits which I will not cross. Sonia says to Malishka that I know that you cannot do this and I am on your side. But if I come to know that this murder plan was yours and you are lying, then I will not support you. She says I cannot support a criminal mind. Malishka lies to Sonia that she did not do anything and she asks her to trust her. She says everyone just come and scold me and she shed crocodile tears. Ayush comes there and he is about to angrily punch Malishka but he stops. Kiran asks Ayush that what is this misbehavior? Malishka asks that what nonsense. Ayush says I will not punch you and says I came to warn you. Malishka asks what? She says you want to say that I should leave Rishi and says she will not leave him as she loves Rishi very much and Rishi also loves her. Malishka says to Ayush that I will not back off until I get my Rishi. Ayush says stop dreaming and says Rishi will never become yours and you cannot separate Rishi from Lakshmi. Malishka says listen, but Ayush interrupts her and says listen to me and says I am sure that whatever happened today is because of you and says he doesn't have proof but he wants to show something else to Malishka and Ayush owed Malishka's hand asking her to come. Ayush is dragging Malishka away. Kiran asks that where do you want to take my daughter? Ayush says I did not get the proof that will land you both in jail yet. He says he wants to show some other proof to her. He takes Malishka downstairs and make her see Lakshmi hugging Virendra and taking his blessings and how Virendra is also blessing Lakshmi. Grandma also blesses Lakshmi and Malishka is shocked. Ayush says to Malishka that this is the proof that nobody will throw Lakshmi out of the house and says their bond will not be broken. He asks Malishka to stop her doings, else if they get Balvinda, then Malishka's true face would also be exposed to everyone and Ayush leaves from there. Kiran asks Ayush that what are you saying about Balvinda? Ayush thinks not to tell them about knowing about their connection with Balvinda. He says Balvinda was tied here and now he is running away from the police. He says, I don't want the same thing to happen to you. He says, whoever is doing bad things with Lakshmi will not be saved from God, neither you nor Malishka, and he goes away from there. Virendra asks Lakshmi to remember one thing and says, this house needs you. You have done so much for this house, forgetting yourself selflessly. He says, this house is because of you. He says, I was upset with you for no reason, and he apologized to Lakshmi again. Lakshmi says to Virendra that you are my father and you have the full right with me. Lakshmi asks him to just bless her. Virendra blesses Rishi and Lakshmi's bond. He blesses them that the house should stay with Lakshmi always. Grandma also blesses Lakshmi and Rishi's bond and says nobody should break their bond. Grandma asks Lakshmi to go to Rishi and says even Rishi was scared when your accident happened. She asks her to cry if she wants and they should make each other believe that they are there for each other. Lakshmi nods her head and she hugs Grandma. Kiran tells Malishka that Lakshmi has taken Grandma and Virendra on her side and Ayush has become Lakshmi's bodyguard. She asks Malishka if she is listening and says nothing would happen if you sit here like a stone. Malishka says, I wish I would be a stone. She says they are the same Oberoi family who had chosen me. Ayush was my friend and he used to call me beauty with brains, but now he is against me for Lakshmi. Malishka says to Kiran that it is good that Ayush gave me the pain and he made me realize that I should defeat Lakshmi. She says she will do things like Lakshmi and she will fight with her. She says she will do something unique, that Rishi will become ours and the Oberoi family will throw Lakshmi out of the house. She says this will be a slap on Ayush's face and he will know that Malishka is born to win and she is not a loser like Lakshmi. Lakshmi comes to the room and asks Rishi. Rishi says it is okay. What happened? Lakshmi cries and says she had so much courage today. Rishi says I was scared thinking that what if I lose you in reality? Lakshmi says I never thought to go far from you. She hugged him again and cried. Rishi wiped Lakshmi's tears and says Grandma says that bad times and bad sight is gone and he asks her not to worry. He says you used to feel alone, but now I will not let you feel alone and I will stand with you always. He hugs her and says no more tears and he asks her to smile. Rishi says I am waiting and he asks her to smile, but Lakshmi says she cannot smile. Rishi says to Lakshmi that it is very easy to smile and he smiles to show her how it is done. Lakshmi says you look good smiling. Rishi asks why didn't you say this before? Lakshmi says you always fight with me. Rishi says you are the reason for my fighting behavior. He says you said that you don't want to go away from me. Lakshmi says yes and says if I go away from you, then who will take care of you? Is it Malishka? Rishi says to Lakshmi that Malishka can take care of me. Lakshmi says okay, ask Malishka to take care of you and I will see how much she takes care of you. She asks why did you say that you were scared to lose me? Rishi asks that who will fight with me if I lose you and says you trouble me a lot. Lakshmi asks why didn't you fall? Rishi falls on Lakshmi and then on the bed. Lakshmi laughs. Rishi says to Lakshmi that you have played a laughter show. He asks her not to trouble him. Lakshmi says I did not do anything. Rishi asks Lakshmi to accept. Lakshmi takes her clothes from the cupboard and collides with Rishi. Rishi pulls her closer. Lakshmi says sorry. Rishi says your eyes speak a lot than your voice and they have an eye lock. Lakshmi is about to go. Rishi asks where is she going to and he asks that where is his prasad. Lakshmi says I will bring it. Rishi says I will go and take it. Lakshmi says she will bring it. Rishi says I will take it. He says I am going far from you because my manager called and told me about an urgent meeting in Bangalore. He says there is an international conference and I need to attend it by tomorrow. Lakshmi says okay, go. Rishi says I thought you would stop me from going. Lakshmi says no and says she will not miss him. Rishi says okay, I will also not miss you too. Rishi says to Lakshmi that he will move to Bangalore permanently. Lakshmi says then I will not trouble you there. Rishi sleeps and is about to fall, but Lakshmi holds his hand and asks him that how will you stay without me? Rishi says I will not fall because you will not be there to trouble me. Lakshmi says only me can trouble you. Rishi thinks that Lakshmi is ruling on me and I am smiling, but then he thinks that he is liking it. Lakshmi thinks that I trouble Rishi a lot that he fell down. She then gets sad and asks herself if Rishi is really going to Bangalore. In the morning, Virendra asks Rishi if he has done all the arrangements to go to Bangalore. Rishi says yes. Grandma asks Rishi to bring sweets from there for her. Virendra says Mom. Grandma asks Rishi to take Lakshmi with him. Malishka comes there and looks on upset hearing Grandma and Lakshmi looks at Rishi. I really don't know why they kept on looking for the enemy when they already saw the enemy or they are seeing the enemy in front of them, but yet they refuse to believe. First, Balvinda told them that it was Malishka. Then Ayush is telling them now that Malishka was the one that hired the fake priest. Yet they refuse to believe, especially that Neelam. Then who are they looking for? Why are they looking for the enemy again? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all again in my next video. Don't forget to check the comment section for the link to the next update. Bye guys.